Hello everybody, welcome to A Tale of Two Sisters book review. We're really excited to be here with you today. My name is Holly, I'm the blonde.
And I'm Jessica, I'm the redhead.
And today we're going to review with you Tempest by Julie Cross. And Tempest is a paranormal time travel book. Very good, very good. Jessica's going to tell us a little bit about it.
So Tempest is, as Holly said, a time travel book. It starts off with Jackson Myers, who's a 19-year-old college student.
Love that name.
Yeah, it is a good name. Yeah, it's good. And he seems pretty normal, except for the fact that he can actually travel through time. And it's not like in the movies, it's actually where he can only go a couple of days back. And whatever he does in the past does not affect the present.
Right.
So, until one day he is with his girlfriend Holly.
Also a great name.
Also a fantastic name. And Holly gets shot. And during the course of her being shot, he actually time travels back to 2007, which is 2 years from where he is in 2009.
Based on the math.
Based on, for all you math geniuses out there.
So that brings us to our first debate of the Tale of Two Sisters book review. We're already one book in, having a debate.
Big shocker.
What do you know? And basically we want to talk about the characterization of Holly and Jackson's relationship when Jackson travels back in time to 2007. He meets a different aged Holly. She's 17 here, and she's a totally different person. Not completely in that it's unrealistic or you think, oh, Julie didn't know her characters. It's different in the way that a 17-year-old's different than a 19-year-old. And the redhead would argue that it's not this fact that Holly's 17 versus 19 that makes the relationship different. The redhead would say,
I think it's because when Jackson goes back to 2007 to meet Holly, he knows her, he's had a relationship with her, and so he certainly treats her differently in 2007, causing her to react differently. In 2009, Holly's very guarded with her emotions and the way that she feels about Jackson, versus in 2007 where, you know, she falls in love with him immediately, and is very wrapped up in him, and basically it is a lot less guarded in 2007, and I certainly feel like it's because Jackson is so much more open, because he feels like in 2009 she was actually shot, and so he has experienced that loss, causing him to treat her differently.
I'm going to disagree.
Oh my god.
I'm going to disagree. I think that it's going to get violent. I think that the reason Holly and Jackson's relationship is so different in 2007 is that Holly is 17, and when you're 17, you are more free with your love. You give your love away more, and in fact, she did. She had a boyfriend in between being 17 and Jackson that she got hurt in that relationship, or they broke up or something. I don't remember, but she's less experienced. She doesn't know what it's like to kind of lose your heart to someone, and she's more carefree and more of a dreamer, and so I think that that's why their relationship is
Okay, well, I'm going to stop you right there because I'm going to completely disagree. Because, listen, when you read the book, they are having, so like a poker game. It's a poker game. And there's a guy who is at the place where they work.
Yes.
Who has been pursuing Holly for some time now. And
yes.
She continuously puts him off because she is very guarded and very reserved. And in fact, there's a bet that's made between Holly and Jackson and the people who are there, saying
she's guarded because
you can't win Holly. You can't win a date with her because she's so guarded. But because of the way that he treats her, because he knows her heart.
That's a good point.
She falls for him, and that's probably one of my most favorite scenes in the book is where
he quotes Dickens to her.
Oh, with a
British accent.
Yeah, and it just, really gets me. And that really, I feel like, gateways into their relationship, proving
one for the redhead
that it's the way that he treats her.
One for the redhead.
Yeah.
I hate to say it.
Quality of writing, I'm actually going to give it a 4.
Strong.
Time travel itself is probably a really difficult concept to explain. I know in the movies that I've seen before, like The Time Traveler's Wife, Jumper.
Tearjerker.
Oh yeah, that
Time Traveler's Wife.
No.
I was sad for like 3 days.
I do not recommend that movie. It's
Ooh,
terrible.
It was good.
Unless you need an emotional cleansing, then you should watch it.
Oh my gracious. I mean, it was good. I'm glad I watched it. We had different opinions. I was glad I watched it, but it left me sad for like 3 days.
It was terrible. Don't waste your time. Terrible. It was a tragedy.
This is a great example of the difference between the blonde and the redhead. I also gave her 4 red, gleamingly brand new unsharpened pencils. I gave her 4 pencils because, like you said, time travel's tricky. She did a great job with it. I thought the writing was clear. I thought it was consistent, the voice and the tone. Now for chemistry, I'll go first. I gave the chemistry 3 out of 5 lipsticks.
Why?
This is one. I'm not sure if it's because Jackson just wasn't a great guy in the beginning towards his girlfriend, or if it was there was not a lot of heat.
So 3.5. And I agree, there wasn't a super ton of heat. But with that being said, my most favorite parts of the book were the interaction between the 2 characters. And I think there's more to chemistry than the hotness. Is that PG-13 enough?
Touche. Touche, redhead. You're supposed to be the spicy one.
I know, but I just thought they were fun together.
You're right. They were fun together. 4 out of 5 hot chocolates. 4 out of 5 hot chocolates, and this is why. I loved the pace. It's more of a literary style than maybe a young adult style. Totally recommend it to a friend. In fact, I did recommend it to my friend, my best friend, my sister. Called her up. I said, you have to read this. You have to read this. How many times did I tell you you had to read it?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I've gotten better over the years. You know, initially it would probably take you 20 to 30 times to get me to read something, but I probably listened on like the 5th time.
Yeah.
And
aren't you thankful?
I'm thankful.
So 4 out of 5 hot chocolates. I think, you know, a 5 for me. Maybe the whole series will be a 5. I'm super excited about the sequel. But this book in and of itself was a 4 for me.
You know what? Interestingly enough, I too gave it a 4. 4 little cookies.
Did your scale just dance?
It did.
Good.
It's 4, but it's an excited 4 because
okay, I'll go with that.
It's excited about the things to come.
So now time is.
Oh. Huh. Find your center. Find your center. Okay.
The worst angle.
I think we should try not to say any cuss words or make sexual innuendos. That's my goal.
I mean, it's like a very safe rule of thumb. Oh my gosh.
It's like what I had in mind.
These are cute jeans. Sit down.
Are we supposed to be looking at the green light? Is that the people?
Look at the green light.